From the High Definition Educational Broadcast Center at Bergen Community College's main campus in Paramus, this is Studio Bergen.
Hi everyone, I'm Larry Hlavenka, and welcome to this month's edition of Studio Bergen, your connection to the state's largest community college. As we start this month, I'm proud to report that Bergen is home to one of the top 20 students in the United States. Rhonda Richardsen, who joined me as a guest on this program late last year, was selected from 1,700 students as a member of the 2015 All-USA Community College academic team. The good news didn't stop there for her either. Richardsen also learned she is the recipient of the 2015 Coca-Cola New Century Scholar Award, which honors her as the top community college student in the state of New Jersey. For the awards, she will receive a combined $7,000 in scholarships. Richardsen, the president of Alpha Epsilon Phi, the college's chapter of Phi Theta Kappa, the honor society of two-year institutions, accepted the awards at the April 20th President's Breakfast held during the American Association of Community Colleges convention in San Antonio, Texas. She will graduate from Bergen next month. Staying on the student success theme, Bergen also learned last month that Derick Diaz would be honored as a 2015 Newman Civic Fellow, joining only 200 peers from across the country. Campus Compact, a 1,100 college coalition advocating community service, sponsors the award. Diaz earned the award on the strength of his service initiatives related to environmental sustainability. A biology major and aspiring pediatric surgeon, Diaz will graduate from Bergen as part of the class of 2015 as well. And we are lucky enough to have him in our studio today. Welcome, Derick, and congratulations.
How's it going, Larry? Thank you for having me.
I'm good, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Derick, why do you think you were recognized for this award?
I would definitely say it was for my involvement while literally the very first day that I stepped into Bergen. It was something as simple as a conversation with a lady named Jolie Nelson in the information desk. And it was literally like I asked her for like a class, like, oh, where is this? And it just happened to be that I was early, so I had some extra time to kill. And she's such a sincere lady, so she asked, like, oh, like, so are you new? Like, she realized how nervous I looked. And such simple conversation, she's like, oh, like, have you ever heard of, like, the student government? And I was like, oh, like, I mean, I've heard of it. I don't really know how you go about joining these kinds of things. So once I got involved, I had a friend who was actually the treasurer of that. Her name was Elif. And with Elif, I also met a high school friend as well. She was the chief of staff of the student government. And within that, I immersed myself in the environmental committee. I ended up becoming the chairman for that.
So you had this great, and I'm really glad to hear that you had this open door experience with Bergen, and but then you get involved, and you get involved with whether it be SGA or the Environmental Club, and you do some great things. What are some of the things that you accomplished?
Absolutely. So a part of the SGA, there are many committees, and one of them being the Environmental Committee. And what we do within the committees are pass proposals to enhance the lives of everyone at Bergen, not only specifically students, but how we can, you know, fix anything going on between administration. I mean, we really take governing strong. And with that, we realized that there were very, very, like, huge loopholes within students and within faculty. And one of them, as simple as being able to print too much within the library. Like, I've literally seen some people print thousands of pages at a time.
Books.
Full books. And it's just like, oh, you know what, I don't even need this anymore. Throws away 500 pages. So one thing that we implemented was the limit to printing per semester, and things as films being used on windows for insulation. Simple fixes like that can drastically change the climate within a room. And solar panels, we tried bringing into the new Allied Health building, but at that time the contract had already been signed. So we're trying to see, once it's actually built, what we can do from there to enhance the lives of all of us.
So for all of this work that you've done at the college, you earned the Newman Civic Fellow Award.
Yeah.
What was that reaction like when you found that out?
I was pretty surprised, I'm not gonna lie. All right, because I mean, I never do anything for like recognition. I mean, I'm pretty easygoing guy, so like when it's like, oh wow, like I'm being recognized, like cool, like you're being recognized for something that you love to do, like that's, how awesome is that? I mean, imagine being recognized, like, oh, good job being a good interviewer. Like, oh wow, that's cool, like thank you, I just do what I love.
I'm okay, but we actually had a conversation before about maybe we need to upgrade the talent a little bit. But no, we won't do that. So now you're getting ready to graduate next month. Is that bittersweet for you? You know, you've done a lot of great work here.
It is definitely bittersweet. And what's funniest is I seem to be socializing more this semester, which is even worse because I've met a large variety of people, and it's even worse. And I'm like, oh man, like we're all going to such different schools. We're all studying such different things. So yes, it is going to be very bittersweet, and I hope I can do what I did for my school here at Bergen.
So let's look at the future for a little bit here. First, obviously, you're going to transfer. You're going to graduate and transfer and go somewhere else. What's that going to look like? Where are you looking at?
Well, actually, like a couple days ago, about 2 days ago, I got accepted to the pre-medical track at University of Miami, so I'm strongly considering that. Or
the U.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, the U. So I actually applied there as a joke. It was a joke between my friend and I. Like, I was like, oh, like, do you know how hard it is to get into the U? And he was like, because he went to the Florida International University, so we made it a joke to see who could go to Miami.
Okay.
And within that, it's either going to be the U, NYU, Columbia, or UCLA.
All great schools. Aside from you've talked about, we said it before, maybe pediatric surgeon, you know, these are not easy fields to get into. What else do we see down the road for you?
As in civil involvement or just
both? In
general? Civil involvement, I definitely would love to come back and really remove the stigma behind community colleges. This is probably the greatest institution that I've heard by far. And I have friends at Stanford and everything, like they like, not to knock Stanford down, everyone that wants to go to Stanford, but like they hate it there. Like no one's involved, everyone's but here everyone is extremely well with their academics. They balance everything extremely well. So.
What are you going to remember the most?
From Bergen?
Yeah, with that in mind, as we're talking about how great Bergen is, and it, you know, again, makes me happy to hear it, what are you going to remember the most? What's that one thing that you take with you wherever you go?
The connections I've made, the friends I've made, the lessons I've learned.
Well, Derick, good luck. I think we're going to hear more from you in the future.
Yes, sir.
And we're certainly proud of everything you've accomplished here, and we're going to be proud of what you accomplish in the future as well.
Thank you very much, Sara.
All right, Derick. Continuing our discussion on Phi Theta Kappa, last month, more than 400 students joined the group's ranks. With so many students achieving success, the induction ceremony has outgrown its former space. In other news, April 10th through 17th marked the college's first Community Health Week, which featured a number of events and activities that shined a spotlight on living well and health education. In addition to health-related events at all 3 Bergen locations, which featured community health partners such as nonprofits and hospitals, the college's annual Organ Donation Awareness Day featured a visit from Yvonne Payne, a heart transplant recipient. She is the wife of Fox Business Network's Charles Payne. She made an impassioned plea.
Here I stand before all of you, a new and improved me. And I want each and every one of you to know that becoming a donor saves and changes lives. It saved mine and changed my life.
Organ donation also took center stage as the college played host to the NJ Sharing Network's annual 5K run, which included Team Bergen Community College, led by President Dr. B.K. Walter. In all, Dean of Health Professions, Dr. Susan Bernard, said Health Week encourages collaboration and sends an important message about the college's dedication to community health education.
The community has long been a standing partner with us in our health career programs for not only our clinical affiliations, but also with our service learning opportunities. So it's important to connect those partnerships to bring awareness about all facets of health to our college community as well as the community at large.
The region's only health professions integrated teaching center will open next year at the main campus. April also marked the 100th anniversary of the Armenian genocide, commonly referred to as the first of the modern era. In marking the solemn milestone, the Center for Peace, Justice, and Reconciliation welcomed a number of scholars to campus, hosting a variety of events. One of the globe's leading minds on genocide, Dr. Taner Akam, discussed the unique characteristics associated with modern-era genocides and the Armenians.
We genocide scholars, we basically categorize the genocides based on their particularities. And we say Holocaust is famous with its industrial, bureaucratic, complex way of killing individuals. And Rwandan genocide is very well known for the speedity of killing and civil participation. Within 3 months, they killed more than during the Jews killed in Nazi period. And we Turks, we are famous with our denialism. So it's like a structure. It's a very tough topic, and it is still continues.
Armenian scholar and author Peter Balakian also visited. History served as the central topic when professors gathered for a panel discussion on the 800th anniversary of the Magna Carta. To a capacity crowd, Professor Keith Chu reflected on what the document did.
Magna Carta has been called the turning point in English history. It's been called the bulwark of liberty. It's the bedrock of these concepts of freedom, justice, and the rule of law that we treasure here in the United States. It's the cornerstone of the unwritten British Constitution.
Turning our attention to events this month, let's take a look at the campus calendar. Registration for summer and fall classes opens for all students, including new and visiting students, Monday, May 4th. To register, visit my.bergen.edu. Commencement 2015 will take place Thursday, May 21st at 10 a.m. at the Meadowlands Exposition Center in Secaucus. And finally, Ben Vereen will play the Anna Maria Saccone Theater Friday, May 29th at 7:30 p.m. For seats, visit tickets.bergen.edu. Coming up after a short break, we'll meet with Fulbright Scholar-in-Residence Rafael Buncato in Faculty Focus and talk with STEM with Luis de Abreu. We'll be right back.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back to Studio Bergen. I'm Larry Hlavenka. The college can check off one of the 3 audacious goals it outlined in its 2013 through 18 strategic plan. Bergen has received entry into the Achieving the Dream National Reform Network, a group of 200 institutions of higher education in 34 states and the District of Columbia that reach nearly 4 million community college students. As part of the network, Bergen officials will have access to coaching, technical assistance, and research provided by the organization with the goal of effecting evidence-based change. Member institutions develop work plans for student success centered on themes related to enhancing achievement, retention, and completion. Meanwhile, in this month's edition of Faculty Focus, we meet Fulbright Scholar-in-Residence Rafael Buncato, the artistic director of the Paris-based Zafiro Theater Company. Teaching at Bergen this semester, he has visited as part of a shared agreement with Ramapo College of New Jersey. He is the man behind the mask. Buncato, a Buenos Aires, Argentina native who moved to France as an adult, has owned the Zafiro Theater Company since 1998. He called his entry into theater a product of inspiration.
I was in the floor making improvisation with my eyes closed, rolling on the floor with all the most beautiful students in the university. So I said, that's a great career, you know, to do theater. That's how I started to get interested in theater, you know, Eros. And then I discovered all the parts of the theater, which is collaborate together, making a show together, and just discover the stage in the university. And then I decided to quit computer science and do a career and do a school, theater school in Argentina, which is a kind of very physical. For 4 years, I did a school.
While dabbling in theater, he realized it's where he belonged. That's when he found his mentor, Mario Gonzalez.
After 4 years of school, theater school, I wanted to do that, but I didn't know how, I didn't know how to make my living with. So I decided to go abroad for a year, sabbatic year. I was living making my living with computers. So I put some money on the side and I went to Europe just to discover. And then I met Mario Gonzalez from the Theatre of Soleil, Théâtre du Soleil, which made me discover this beautiful work of mask work.
Buncato remains world-renowned for his work with masks. From them, he derived inspiration.
This simple mask, which has no mouth, just the look, makes me realize that the theater is so powerful, and that you don't have to do so much, in fact. And I start to find freedom with this mask and the way as Mario Gonzalez teaches.
The Fulbright scholar believes the masks help young actors fully realize the importance of characterization.
Mario Gonzalez teaching, and then I start to do my own way. So I find new mask makers. I also discover new things in the way of how the actor has to leave your ego out behind the mask and to serve the character, to serve the story, to serve the whole show. So that was one of the things that I started to look for and search on discovering how to let the people get free of myself. It's like to get out of your personality, which is it's mask. Actually, personality means mask. The word persona, personage, personality means mask. So it's to get rid of this daily mask and put a new mask and be somebody else.
Buncato will remember Bergen's hospitality and its students.
I have the smile of Jim Baumgartner. You know, he's such a great guy, and I think it's important. He welcomed me so much, so warmly. I mean, and the students, how, you know, the smile of the students, the open eyes of the students, willing for discovering these works. That's the thing. I think it's the most beautiful souvenir I will have.
In this month's Sustainability Minute, Professor Rachel Wieland introduced us to students not only concerned about the environment, but sending a socially conscious message.
Hi, my name is Rachel Wieland, and I'm your host of Sustainability Minute. I'm very proud to say that 2 of my very bright calculus students designed this beautiful mannequin for Earth Week. and they're going to talk about what they did.
Hello, my name is Sara Masoudinejad, and the girls that we made, we used the mannequin from the Bring Back Our Girls project, which related to the abducted Somalian girls that happened last year. And the reason we used this mannequin because we wanted to integrate the two ideas of social injustice and environmental injustice.
Hello, my name is Samantha Kutnik, and this is our Green Girl project. She's made from 100% recyclable material. We use newspapers, magazines, plastic bottles, and any object you can find in your kitchen, home, office, anywhere. The point behind our project is to show that recycling is easy, change is easy. All you need is a little bit of creativity.
So if you're interested in meeting environmentally conscious students like Sara and Samantha, join the Environmental Club.
One of the bigger events on last month's calendar was the annual STEM C2 Research Summit, which gathered more than 215 students, presenters, faculty, and collaborators to the college. Dr. Michael Argenziano, who performed the first robotic open heart surgery operation in the U.S., served as the keynote speaker. In addition to Bergen, area colleges and high schools led presentations and workshops on topics such as gasoline to electric motor conversions, soil microbes, and advanced aircraft avionics. Bergen student Isabella Canal was one of the presenters. She discussed her in-depth research.
Technically what we did in here is like we went to the soil all over the place in campus. We took samples from there, and then we want to see if the soil was good for like growing plants. And also, you know that if the plants are good, we are good because we get oxygen, we get fruits from there, we're all the place. So what we did, we like isolated, we took out the DNA, then we amplified running a PCR machine. And after that, we send it out to a company to see exactly which kind of bacteria were in there. And afterwards, we just look at it in the internet with a blast page, and then that's it. We send it out, and we found that most of our bacteria were cyanobacteria, which is kind of like photosynthesis with bacteria.
There's a lot more to say about the conference, and that's why we have Luis de Abreu, who pulled it all together on the set today. Welcome, Lou.
Hello, Larry. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Let's get it out of the way. STEM, you know, we talk about it like everybody knows what STEM means. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. But there's a lot that goes into that four-letter acronym.
Actually, I'm very happy to see how the STEM awareness is increasing little by little in the nation, across the board. You mentioned it, you're 100% correct. A very wide range of different fields that we have to reach out to. The science, mainly the science and the engineering are the more catchy because of the different things that the students are working on and the final product. But overall, the technology and the mathematics cannot stay behind. I am very happy actually to see how Bergen is taking that step to take STEM to the next level.
And one of the things that we're doing is hosting the conference that we talked about a little earlier. We just spoke with one of the students, obviously. You're heading up that whole operation.
Yes.
What was the genesis of the conference, and what has it become?
It was a great event. Actually, I like to mention everyone that was involved. A lot of faculty, staff was behind the final product, and I was very happy and satisfied to see what the way that the event turned out to be. The main reason we started thinking about doing this conference and this research summit is just to create or to establish the bridge between the community college and the four-year institution. Mm-hmm. As an institution that we're going to have all our students transferring to these great schools like the previous student that we had in the show before, we want to establish that connection with perhaps faculty members, even students themselves, for them to come and start sharing the different opportunities out there for them there. And actually, one of the things that I like about this conference is to showcase what's being done at a community college level. which you don't see quite often around here.
Let's talk about that. I mean, I attended, I saw some really interesting stuff that, quite frankly, goes above my head in some instances. I mean, these are kids that are a lot younger than you and I, but they're accomplishing some really neat things. What are some of the things that you saw at the conference that really caught your eye?
I was actually very impressed with the submissions. As coordinating the conference, I'm getting all the proposals from the different institutions planning to present during the conference. We actually accommodated some space for high schools as well. And I was so impressed to see the quality of work that these high school students are working on. Going back, tying it all together with the STEM awareness, how now STEM is becoming such a buzzword and everyone wants to be involved with STEM. Some of the projects that we see, of course, as a Bergen person, I like to focus on whatever our Bergen students were doing. Seeing how our students are working with seismograph, being able to capture earthquakes around the world pretty much, and working with the UAVs, the drones, I think that's one of the most catchy projects that we have because everyone wants to know about drones, what's going on with drones. And the fact that we are working with them hands-on, our students are actually building the drones themselves. And now we're putting together a 3D mapping of the school, something that is going to be able to be utilized by everyone across the board. Is amazing.
And we're really taking a leadership role in this that really I don't see any other community colleges doing. I mean, you think it makes us unique?
I do believe it makes us unique. To be honest with you, it's not because we're Bergen, but I am very proud that some of the things that we're doing, I haven't seen in any other institution. The fact that going back to the roots of these projects that we started with, that we try to come up with an off-the-grid building, and little by little we've been working on projects that will facilitate this off-the-grid process. We have an excellent project, which I'm sure you saw during the event, is a wind turbine. Now the students created a whole apparatus to test the efficiency, and out of the 44 submissions that we have for posters, they actually won. They won first place. It was such a great and overwhelming responses that we were getting from the judges that they were so happy to see the things that we were doing.
I mean, with that in mind, there's a much bigger picture here, and these are the students and the people that are going to perhaps solve the issues that we deal with every day. And that's why STEM has emerged as a part of the national conversation. Talk about that a little bit. Why do we need STEM to progress as it's doing?
Of course, STEM is, as you know, the competition nationwide. United States have to try to be on top when it comes to STEM. We know that a lot of the engineering work and technical work is being done in some of the countries, and we want to try to keep up with the competition worldwide. President Obama, in 2013, he tried to establish that awareness for STEM, and the fact that we are keeping up with this awareness and trying to make sure that STEM becomes a common name across all the educational institutions, it's showing that our students are becoming more productive with anything STEM related, and I'm very happy to see that.
To that point, do you think attitudes about STEM are changing? The science nerd, I think that image isn't quite right anymore. As we said before, these are the people who are going to solve the problems that we're dealing with. So do you think that those attitudes are changing a little bit?
I agree 100%. Not only that nerdy look as people think, also women in STEM is rapidly increasing. We see how our women and our students, female students, are getting awards up and down, and they're getting involved with every single one of the projects that you will only see the males getting involved. They're very hands-on. They're with drills. They're with hands-on tools. You see chips all over the place, and they're not afraid to get involved in these things.
Whole new world, and actually for those that don't know, one of those women was Lou's sister, Maria de Abreu Pineda, who was the valedictorian of the class of 2014 last year. So Lou, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And that wraps up this month's edition of Studio Bergen. Thank you for watching. I'm Larry Hlavenka. Take care.